is what helps somebody else, and your truth is what's going to change the world. We're changing the world one person at a time. I know for me, as being the executive director of Eve's Roses, and that, at Eve's Roses, we mentor survivors of domestic violence, of child sexual abuse. And we have some who were survivors of domestic violence out as well. But my target is child sexual abuse. And we mentor them to know that they have to forgive everything in order for you to be successful. Because truth be told, college ain't going to help you through the pain. College is just like a Band-Aid. So while you paying back all those student loans and stuff, and you're going to get all those doctorates and stuff, you still going to be hurting until you lay your broken pieces before God, because God is bigger than all of that. And they don't teach you in school how to forgive and all of that. So we're going to deal with your spiritual mind, because I don't want you to have a heart attack because your heart is too full of the bitterness and the brokenness, and you need to be able to let it go to the next level. So those are the things that we are discussing here on tonight. So without further ado, let's get into pillow talk with my guest tonight, Miss Shauna Dove of Maryland. Shauna, you there?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's good, Shauna. So I want you to just introduce yourself to the people.
Well, my name is Shauna Dove, and I live in Maryland. I'm 46 years old, and I am a survivor of sexual assault, molestation, incest, and I'm also a survivor of domestic violence. And I also have a nonprofit organization called Mender for Broken Hearts that I founded 2 years ago that is trying to take off now.
And that is so awesome. So I met Shauna. I can't even tell you how I met her. I just know I woke up and she was in my inbox, and we had a conversation on the phone, and our spirits clicked, because the spirit recognizes the spirit, and it wasn't no evil spirit. It was a refreshing spirit. You ever meet someone and you just feel like you just have known them all of your life?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited about what God is doing. I'm excited. Are you excited? God is doing some amazing things. So before we get into the interview, I just want to take a few moments. We're just going to go to break for a few moments, and I'm going to come back and we're going to jump right into the interview, okay? All right.
There is a prophetic word on tonight, and the Lord have impregnated new direction with the word. And the word is the sun is going to shine if you hold out. But first of all, for clarity reasons, the sun that we're talking about is not the celestial body that give off heat, nor that sun that's 92,900,000 miles away from the center of the earth. We're not talking about that sun. But the son that we're talking about is the Son of the living God, the one who died for our sins. Some of you all may refer to him as Jehovah Jireh. Some of you all may refer to him as Jehovah Rapha. But he's the God of my soul. And I want you to know, whatever you're going through, that the sun is going to shine on your behalf. Come on, New Direction. The first verse says this. So many nights I've cried. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You know, I cried for better days. Yes, I did. I've prayed for. Am I talking to some real folk up in here? But through it all, come on. I know. Come on. What do you know, Vincent? What we know is the sun is going to shine. The sun is going to shine. But see, I got to do something. I got to just hold out. Come on, y'all. You got to tell your spirit, man, the sun is going to shine. Come on. If I hold out. That's the song. There's another significant verse that says, sometimes I feel all alone. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to get with us. Oh, God, I thank you. No one around. No one's there. They can't comprehend the magnitude of what you're going through. But you know what? You got to tell yourself, I must endure. Come on, new people. I must. For I know. And the nucleus of this song is the sun is going to shine. New direction. Anybody know what we're talking about? It's going to shine on your unwanted situation. Whatever you're faced with, whatever problem you're going through, you got to tell your spirit, man, the sun is going to shine until you hold out. Listen here. I like this part. See, what it says is, weeping may endure for a night. Come on. Say weeping. It may endure for a night. But you got to know that trouble don't last always. You got to get it in your spirit, man. You got to know.
Woo, we back. I had to cut that off. Y'all don't know. Did you hear that? Somebody needs to know that tonight. Somebody on this line looking for a breakthrough, and they need to know that the sun is going to shine. And we wasn't even talking about the sun in the sky. He was talking about the Son of Man, Jesus Christ. Do you hear me? He said the sun is going to shine if you hold out. Do you know that some of us give up right before we get our breakthrough? You could be right there. We can endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Some of us, or some of you guys and gals, is in your 11th hour. I dare you to hold on, because that sun is going to shine. You hear me? God's going to show up. Right when you think that he's not going to show up, he's going to show up in the midst of that thing, and he's going to turn it around for your good. Somebody say turn it around. Y'all ain't with me, but that's okay. That's right. That's right, because we go by ourselves in here, because God is too good for me to sit down on him. I need an organ right now. Let me get a hand clap in here. But y'all don't know nothing about that. I need to get me a little hand clap going, because God has just been too good, and he deserves all the praise on today. So, we're going to get into this interview. Okay. I want to know. I want you to tell me a little bit, and I want you to tell the listeners your story.
Until the morning.
At the age of 5, I would say
I can't let go of my faith, people.
I experienced sexual assault at the age of 5. I would say by another 5-year-old who decided that, he wanted to touch me. And in the midst of him touching me, he would hit me in the chest and tell me that I was his wife and this is what we were going to do. So I experienced he would lay me on the bed and try to take his penis, and he would try to stick it in and fill my chest. And this is something that he did on a regular, because as back in the day, I would say, when our parents went out, the neighbor babysat you, and they had their children, they'll just put you all in the bed together, and they just go on the bed, not thinking, hey, something's going to happen. And so this young man decided that, he would move me into his embrace in the bed, and that, he would go ahead and he would lay on top of me and just trump away. And if I, didn't lay there, he would, hit me and threaten me. So that was my first encounter with some sort of sexual encounter. And so that made me kind of an introvert. I was real shy, didn't really talk much because I was always getting picked on because I'm short, very short. And I always got picked on. And then when I turned 7 years old, my grandfather, he molested me. That was my first time meeting him. And he told me, you know, this is what grandfathers do to their favorite little girl. And he set me on the stoop, and he decided to sit me on. Excuse me?
No, keep going.
Oh, he decided to sit me on his lap like he was going to do. And he took his hands and put one down in my pants and in my panties, and the other hand on my chest. And he gyrated himself until, you know, he had an orgasm from that. And he told me, don't say anything because this is between us. This is, you know, our favorite thing. And at that age, I didn't know any better. So I just let, you know, Grandpa do what Grandpa was doing.
And how did that make you feel, being touched like that by your grandfather?
You know, it felt, being 7, I guess it felt bad, but it also, you would never think, I guess, at that age it would still stimulate you. So then I knew what stimulation was. And so I knew that stimulation, it felt good. And I didn't know any better. I just knew, you know, it felt good. And when I got older, the next time I saw him, I would say I was a little more developed, and he didn't pay me any attention. And so I was confused. You know, well, why isn't Granddad paying me any attention? But I noticed the younger girls, he was paying them more attention now. And so, thank God, I never saw him anymore after that until his funeral when he passed away in '88. So I experienced that with him. And then when I was 11, I was almost raped, and thank God I was able to get out of that situation because that man, he decided that at the age of 11 that he thought girls were good looking, perkier at that age. And that's the age that he decided that he wanted to molest little girls. And so he would stand me up in the floor and showcase me to his buddies in the living room while his wife was at work. And I was babysitting their 6-year-old daughter. And you tell them, you know, isn't she developed, you know, for 11-year-old? And he would, you know, fill me up. And he tried to rape me, and I was able to get the lock off the door and get out of that house. And, you know, I never said anything. I never told my mother anything. I never said anything to anyone. I just went in my room and I cried and never mentioned it to anybody. You know.
So you never told your mother, you never told your mom about your grandfather or about the other guy that tried to rape you?
Never.
To this day.
I think I never. Well, she knows now. I told her maybe like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as with my grandfather, she told me, well, you know, someone had mentioned that in the family, and it got back to Mom, and Mom said, how could that be? He was an alcoholic, but, you know, he wouldn't touch anyone.
Mm-hmm. So she didn't believe what you were saying.
I feel as though she didn't believe me when I was telling her. But, you know, at the same time, she told me, well, Shauna, when I was 5 years old, my uncle raped me and left these letters underneath of a tree. Those aren't the things we talk about. You know, we don't talk about those things.
So like my mom, she normalized it just because something happened to her and somebody touched her. She made it normal, so it's okay. You're gonna get over it once again. Like somebody stole your bicycle and not your innocence, because that's what we do in the African American community. We like to sweep things under the rug and don't deal with it. But we're gonna turn all that around. So Now, what is your relationship